God bless our new founding fathers, and God bless America. Let us purge. Hello, my friends. This is Dr. Jimmy, and tonight is October 12th, Thursday, October 12th, 2017. It's a little earlier than I normally expected to be back from Horror Nights. It's not even midnight yet, but I decided once I got all 9 houses done, tonight I would just go ahead and make my way back home, because tomorrow is Friday and it's the last day to take care of certain important things when certain things are open, like post offices and banks and such. And I need to get some work done tomorrow morning. It involves those establishments and some other things. Can't do it on Saturday or Sunday, so it's a good idea to not be completely dead and wake up at noon. So I decided then, I went to Horror Nights tonight, but after I did all 9 houses tonight, had a terrific time. Rather than seeing a late show of Bill and Ted or hanging around a scare zone until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, instead I came back. So here we are, home a little bit early, but I'm clear-minded, a little bit fresher, not so exhausted, and I can create for you now the next Scare Zone cocktail. And this is for the Purge. And always remember, all the good the Purge does. Yes, indeed. Now, this is not the first Purge cocktail. I didn't do Scare Zone cocktails back in 2014 when there was the previous Scare Zone called the Purge Anarchy, very specifically based on that movie. But in 2015 there was a haunted house called the Purge. It wasn't always supposed to be the Purge, but I'll get to that in a video hopefully soon when I touch on that house in the history of 2015 at the event of Halloween Horror Nights 25. Nevertheless, the Purge Haunted House had a cocktail made for it, but they had it made at Finnegan's. I hadn't started making cocktails at home yet. It's probably a good thing I've started this home thing, because it'd be very difficult to do this at Horror Nights, at Finnegan's anymore. Because now, you know, they have that whole queue set up, and you wait till someone leaves the bar, then you can go in. And I imagine it would probably irritate the poor dears at Finnegan's, the bartenders, if I went in there and started ordering esoteric cocktail creations. And they'd do it for me. You know they would. You know they would. They figure out how to make them. But, you know, right now they're a bit harried in the weeds, and they have so many people coming and going, you know, order a damn beer or something they know how to make quickly and then get out. Because if you hang around too long, then it makes the operations people nervous. It just seems silly to me that they don't let people hang around in Finnegan's the way they used to. You know, some people are complaining it takes forever to get a drink. I've not found that problem. The problem is hanging around enjoying the drink with friends afterwards, which is more important to me than just getting a drink. That's the difference between someone who drinks for social reasons and someone who drinks just to get drunk because they're an alcoholic. Oh well. Anyway, the cocktail I made in 2015, however, was limited because there were certain things they just didn't have at Finnegan's. It wasn't exactly the Purge cocktail I had imagined. The one I'm making today, which is for the Scare Zone, the Purge, which is based on all 3 films, this one is the cocktail which I had imagined but had not been able to make back at Finnegan's back then. It's not exactly the same, but this is what I would have been thinking of. So, for the Purge. Oh, and by the way, in case you're wondering, the cubbyhole. It's a bear bar in Fort Lauderdale, if you're into that sort of thing. I'm not really. I mean, I'm got the figure of a bear, but I don't quite have the facial hair. So that's a different story. Anyway, woof. Not that I'm not entirely outside of bear culture. I'm sort of half 1 foot in, 1 foot out for years now. There's a funny anecdote, but I don't think this is the right place. Someday, those of you who want to hear about bearish incidents, come see me at a later time, a later place, and TMI and all that. So I throw that away. Woof woof. So let us proceed with the cocktail. Well, these aren't even open bottles. I got them recently. So first, let me open this bottle. And we start with a primary liquor for a Purge cocktail. And this, of course, they didn't have at Finnegan's all those years ago. And the fact is, what is the single image, the single symbol of the Purge? In the motion pictures, there is a singular symbol, and you can see it there in the scare zone too, especially in those lovely flats along the side of Gramercy Park. Some of them are just boarded up, but some are supporting the Purge by putting out wreaths and decorations of a particular blue flower, which symbolizes the Purge. So I wanted a floral note to the cocktail, and they don't have anything floral at Finnegan's. But, and I thought about Saint Germain or another one that was Italian, but I thought, why? Because the Purge, God bless America. So I wanted a lovely elderflower liqueur, and some of the best, and there's some, and the Saint Germain's very famous, but that's French. And then there's one from Italy, very good too, but that's not American. Why not get an actually American elderflower liqueur? So I hunted this down, and this is made in the goddamn United States of America. It's made in Michigan, yes, by Thatcher's Organic Artisan Spirits in the city of Temperance, Michigan. Temperance, good Lord, because that sounds a bit oxymoronic, yes. On the outskirts of Temperance, Michigan, surrounded by sunny fields of corn, you will find the Thatcher's Distillery. You won't find large automated machines. Instead, you'll find people. People are the true spirit of Thatcher's, while we make it the old-fashioned way, by hand in small batches. All that occurs like this, all natural, sustainably farmed, organic ingredients. It's a personal touch on all that occurs. Lets us pass along a part of what makes Thatcher's so special, the pride and care that goes into each bottle. When you mix up a cocktail for your friends, it's kind of like we were all there as well. How Purge is that? You know, Purge is very DIY, very much. And so I like this. Thatcher's Organic Artisan Liqueur of elderflower. The delicate flavour of elderflower yields the alluring floral hint of a fresh spring dew. So here it is, Thatcher's elderflower liqueur. Excellent, excellent for the cocktail. Because unlike Saint Germain, it is American. So pour myself a nice shot full of that, and then into the cocktail shaker. And this time I thought to bring a paper towel in case I drip. Sometimes I do. All right. I should have took a look at some of Thatcher's other liqueurs in case they have something I mean, look at that. Look at that. Doesn't that remind you of like Scarecrow the Reaping? But Michigan is not this, and it grows cornfields surrounded by cornfields, but they didn't have a corny liqueur. And I think the thing I came up with for that was pretty good, so that's all right. All right. Next, for colour, because the flowers are blue. A blue curacao. Blue curacao. The most popular brand is Ball's. And Ball's blue curacao, I think, may actually come from the island of Curacao or someplace. I think it comes from overseas or from Holland or something. Curacao, I think, is in the Dutch West Indies, which is in the Caribbean, but I chose Arrow. Arrow is a good brand of for liqueurs of various types, blue curacao, and this is made in St. Louis, Missouri. Again, as American as you can get. The Purge should be made with American ingredients. It's just that sort of cocktail. So it shows that particular brand, blue curacao, to give it a really, really good colour. Curacao is an orange liqueur. It originated in the Dutch West Indies, and for some reason sometimes it's blue coloured. And blue curacao is often used in such wonderful cocktails as the Blue Hawaiian, which involves pineapple juice and coconut rum. Somehow whenever I tried to make a Blue Hawaiian, it turned out green because the pineapple juice was so yellow. But I guess you need a really blue curacao, or put more of it or something. Anyway, I now have here like half and half for 2 shot glasses. Check it up. And we should have something quite wonderful. It's going to have some orange flavour from the curacao, but the elderflower liqueur will be very strong. As well. And so it will be a floral cocktail, and the colour, of course, will be blue. It'll be a cocktail that will be like a blue flower. And I put it into this ornate cocktail glass. Let's pour it out. And carefully, I might have more stuff in the shaker than fits in that glass. So here it is. This is for the Purge cocktail. Oh, that's good. It's sweet, of course, to be expected, but it's a more delicate flavour than Saint Germain. It's a really nice floral note, and mixing with the curacao here, it's quite good. This is lovely. This is very good. I rather like that. This is one of those drinks that could get you in trouble. It could, because that's just liquor. The cocktail shaker and ice, but you know, it doesn't have any vermouth or anything like that. Vermouth is also liquor, but it's more of a wine type. Let me see. What's the strength of this bastard? Okay, well, the elderflower is only 30 proof. And the curacao is also 30 proof. They're 15% alcohol. So that's not as strong as a more potent liquor, I guess. But still, there's more alcohol in here than you'd think by tasting it, because it's very smooth and sweet, and has a, it tastes a bit like a sort like an orange candy flavor you sometimes get from the curacao, but it's offset by the floral notes. It gives it a delicate something. Ever have like that orange blossom water or whatever it is, like orange water? What is it, like rose water? There's some of those foreign candies, stuff that comes from Turkey or India, that have those floral flavors in them. I think there's some Middle Eastern sweets. We call it Turkish delight or something like that. There's a word for it. I forget. It starts with an L, I think, the Turkish word, but it's really quite good. Sometimes it's got powdered sugar on it. It's kind of chewy. Sometimes there's nuts in it, like pistachio, the more authentic kind. And of course, you get the store-bought Turkish delight in Britain. I think they have this in America too. It's just like jelly with like chocolate outside. That's not exactly the authentic stuff. It's a gel-like substance, but it's made in differently, and it's got more stuff in it, like sometimes pistachio nuts and sugar and stuff on the outside. But it's thicker, but often it's flavored with rose water or orange blossoms or other flower type things, and it has a certain unique flavor. So this is similar to that. It has that sort of note. Reminds me of Middle Eastern sweets. Which is unusual for a red, white and blue American cocktail for the Purge. But then, it does have that blue flower, and that is what it sort of evokes, the blue flower of the Purge. And it's not bad at all. So again, God bless the new founding fathers, and purge, purge, purge. And every time I turn on the news, I think we're closer to the purge than we are before. It's kind of scary. How soon before that becomes an actual reality? Worries me sometimes. That's not bad at all. Alright, so as I said before, I've got some stuff to do tomorrow. I might be out later tomorrow night though, because the week will be done, and then the weekend after that on the 14th, so there's no reason to come home so early. But I still, hopefully, tomorrow night will put together a lovely cocktail for the Festival of the Deadliest. Ooh, yum, yes. And I now have some idea about that, but I don't quite have the ingredients yet. That's another thing that I need to get done tomorrow. It's a good reason to get an early night tonight, so that tomorrow I can go on my various errands, including going to a lovely liquor store, click, 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 and getting some lovely cocktail items for the cocktail of blood and bone, which will be for the Festival of the Deadliest tomorrow night, Friday the 13th. Same bat time, same bat channel, or Batty channel, whatever you want to call it. Maybe Batty in the Caribbean sense. Woohoo! With me, that's actually accurate. And then let's see. what's the next thing. So yeah, so I can do that one tomorrow, hopefully. And then Saturday night, the 14th, after Horror Nights is done, I can come home and I can make the Altars of Horror cocktail, and I've got a good idea what that one is as well. And then the last one for the streets will be for the Roaming Horde or Scare Zone, whichever you want to think of it, the Undead Chainsaw Clowns. Oh yes, and that lovely circus of horrors I shall hopefully be able to create on site in the actual area of Springfield, USA, whilst being attacked by chainsaw clowns, and hopefully someone will videotape me with the drink being chainsawed to death by maniacal clownish creatures from beyond. Wouldn't that be delightful? Because I look like a nice boy. They bet I have a lot of friends. I'm sure. Oh yes, what fun. So that's my current plan. And then the street cocktails will be done, the zone cocktails. Will there be anything else this year? I'm not certain, but I've been toying with the notion of coming up with something, some sort of tributary beverage, even if it's just a beer, but something to cheer out and wave goodbye and give a toast to those two excellent dudes who are making their final hurrah at Horror Nights this year. I've never done a show cocktail, but it might be time to do one this year in honor of our dear friends Bill S. Preston Esquire and Ted Theodore Logan on the event of their final performances here. So I might come up with some sort of a cocktail for Bill and Ted, or maybe a couple of beers, just 2 cans of which, you know, not necessarily making a cocktail out of it. Who knows? I have to figure out what is the festival of the doodliest. What would be the farewell beverage for Bill and Ted? We'll figure that out. I've got plenty of time. There's still 17 more nights. Yes, tonight was the 17th night. There are 17 remaining nights. This is Wednesday. If Halloween Horror Nights were a week, this would be Wednesday. We now have just as much Horror Nights ahead of us as we have behind us for 2017. We're in that middle point. I don't really like it. I mean, I know there's still a lot of Horror Nights left, but it still feels like, you know, the beginning of the end when you go over the hump and now you're going down. And each night, even if I go to every single night, each night I know there'll be less Horror Nights after that. And it's like, no, I want there to be more. Not less, more. Oh dear. But, you know, eventually we come to the end of things on November 4th. But that's still a ways away. That's still a ways away. And I'm going to resist. I'm going to push away the ending of this event as far from me as possible. And now I'm in the middle of the event, and I'm going to try as hard as I can to hang on to it, and because I don't want Horror Nights to be over. Ever. So, that's where I'm at. So then, enough silly willies. So those are the cocktails I'm coming up with, and also hopefully tomorrow, if I'm able to squeeze in another video, I might continue the history of Halloween Horror Nights 25 at last, finally with part 11, where I can talk about the Purge house that year and all the problems they had and why they had a Purge house, because of problems they had involving a certain person, more or less, because he's one of the rights holders to the property they wanted. a certain person you see on the news a lot lately for sexual harassment of all things. And I was joking earlier with a friend of mine at the event. It's not Harvey Fierstein, as if he would harass women. No. Names might sound like that, but it's not Harvey Fierstein. What, he harassed women? How? By hitting them with his own handbag? Snatch their weave? Get into a bitch fight with them? Oh, good God. That just made me laugh. All right. That's actually pretty good. There's a subtlety to it that I like. Considering it doesn't look at all subtle. You look at this, you think, oh yeah, I know what that's going to taste like. But no. It's rather surprising. It's rather surprising. You know, the orange curacao flavour is there, but the elderflower really gives it an unusual balance. And it makes you stop and go, oh, what do you know? So, okay, this is the end of the Purge cocktail. Lovely. All right, so that's all for tonight. And as always, I must admonish, do not drink my cocktails if you're under 21 years of age. Do not drink my cocktails if you plan to operate a motor car or any heavy machinery. Always drink responsibly. Yes, that's my PSA, my disclaimer. Yes. Do not use if you're allergic to any ingredients in this medication. How the hell do I know what ingredients are in that medication that I would know if it was allergic to or not unless I took it? I hate that part in the commercials. It's like, are they fucking crazy? How do I even know if I'm allergic to anything in this thing until I take it and I drop dead of anaphylactic shock? Then I know I'm allergic to. Then I know I'm not supposed to take it. Oh well, all right. Until later, ta-ta, and see you out in the streets in the fog. Unless I see you first, in which case I'll leap out and scare you. No, I won't do that. I'm not a scare actor. I'm just scary on my own. Actually, that has happened. I make no attempt to frighten other people. Ever. Because that's not my job. I'm not a professional scarer. I'm a guest. I'm there to get scared, right? I want people to scare me, not people. I mean, scare actors. That's the whole point, right? I pay good money for that. Hello, Lenny. And there was a cat, yes. Told you she comes up. Oh, her tail. Nice, Lenny. Nice pussums. But more than once, and not just this year or last year, but several times over the many years I've been going, I'm walking through the fog, and somebody turns and looks at me and starts screaming. Am I that hideous? I don't know. But they think I'm supposed to be something scary. I'm just me walking through the fog. Maybe it's these eyes. I don't know. Maybe it's the hat. I don't know. I walk with a slight limp with an umbrella, used it as a walking stick, and people see me and they freak. This happened to me more than once. Now that people know what I look like, they don't get scared as much. They say, "Oh, it's Dr. Jimmy." That's nice. But I've had people do this more than once. They look at and they think it's a scary thing. They think it's supposed to be something for the event, and it's just me walking along, you know. And it's like, hey, is this supposed to be a mask? Hello, mask, face. Hello. Not scare actor. This is normal face. Okay. Can't help it if evil causes my eyes to glow. It doesn't happen in real life. It happens on the camera for reasons I have no idea why. I don't know why the eyes glow when I make these videos. I'm not wearing any special contact. Take my glasses off. See normal eyes. I don't know why. Put my glasses on. Maybe it's and it's easy, in different pairs of glasses. Doesn't matter why. These sort of glowing image, reflections. I don't know. Pop up, and I don't understand. Maybe it's aliens? I don't know, but it's there. But there's that little Lenny cat. She's being quite playful. I've been out horror nights all night, and then I come home and she's like, play with me, like Pepper in American Horror Story. Play with me. Yes. So I have to play with Cat because she's very happy and nice. Yes, good cat. Good cat. All right. So that's it. I've tried to wrap up before, then I went off on another tangent. So this is it. I'm actually wrapping up now at a half hour already. Wow. And so this has been the Purge cocktail. Next time, Festival of the Deadliest. Cha-cha.